Buenos dias, and GM cosmonauts. It's been a wild week. A lot of things happened. I was just at the Cardano summit here in Dubai and have a couple of interesting things to report. Also, we have a roadmap for the Cosmos Hub and a potential halving proposal that is coming up. Also, we see a lot of smaller Cosmos coins pumping like crazy left and right. So let's get started right away. Looking at this beautiful green weekend. And honestly, guys, we deserve this. We deserve this so bad. We've been suffering for the entire year of 2023, pretty much, besides January and February and maybe parts of March. But we've been down only for so long. And it just feels great that we're seeing a bit of relief. We're also seeing our beloved Atom is reclaiming some ranks. We just reclaimed rank 29. And we are approaching to overtake Ethereum Classic, ETC, only 100 million, less than 100 million market cap away. And to be honest, Atom feels like it has a bit of traction. So I'm going to talk about this in a second deeper. What is all coming? And there's a lot. Also updates about Noble, by the way, which is super important. But one of the highlights obviously this week, and let's also refresh, Celestia Tia, $2.35. One of the biggest airdrops, I think, this year for sure. But since the evmos airdrop, I guess, this is the biggest one. A lot of cosmonauts just made 4 figures for staking Atom and or Osmo. So if you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, then you knew about all this. You've been prepared for a long time. You know that you have to be active. You know that you have to stake. You have to hold self-custody. You know how to play the game, right? And you also know how to best maximize your eligibility for airdrops in Cosmos. Now, I want to talk about 3 things specific around the Cosmos Hub and Atom. Number 1 is, and this might affect your thinking about Atom proposal number 839, is that Informal, and more specifically Jihan Trembeck from Informal, who has been a frequent guest on this channel over the past years. We talked about interchain security long time ago, before it even went live here on this channel. So Jihan is a frequent guest on the show, a good friend, I would say, in Cosmos, and also one of the smartest and most based people in Cosmos, and maybe in all crypto. This guy is just amazing. So he wrote a post about their roadmap as the Cosmos Hub engineering team from Informal, and since they have this proposal up number 839 where they request $5.7 million to fund their team for 2024, these are some of the things that they want to work on. One of the key priorities is to optimize interchain security by reducing costs, increasing adoption, and position the hub for the shared security marketplace of the future. Now, why is this important? This is important because we have now the Celestias on mainnet. We have Polkadot switching to their core time sales model. We overall have the rollup space evolving and growing fastly. So we have a huge supply of block space, different models, very easy ways to bootstrap new products and ideas and applications. And for the Cosmos Hub to remain in this position as a leader and pioneer, not just for interoperability with IBC, which it clearly is, not only for governance, which it clearly is, but also for shared security, which is currently not the case, to be honest, right? We have interchain security. It's in production. It secures Neutron and Stride, which are 2 baller chains and amazing chains. And we have one more, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But we still need to refine this. We still need to talk about economic incentives, about other concepts and variations such as partial set security, which is something they want to work on, and much more, right? And this also needs to go hand in hand with the revised tokenomics proposal, which is coming on onto the Cosmos Hub community governance very soon. So I really recommend you to read through this tweet at Cosmos Hub on Twitter. You can go here and you can see that it's a pinned tweet. Read through it, leave your comments, leave your thoughts, and I'm curious to hear what you think about this roadmap and what you overall think about Informal's role and their vision, right? This is a team that built shared security for the Cosmos Hub. And it's also the team, I think, that should maintain it, they should grow it, and they should also do business development around it to attract new consumer chains. Speaking of consumer chains, we have breaking news about Noble. Noble is the native asset issuance chain for Cosmos. They are currently running a proof of authority chain, which means it's centralized. There's no token. It's run by a couple of validators. We're one of them with Stakesito, by the way. But there's currently zero economic incentive. We're just there to help run and validate the chain. Nonetheless, there are now finally announcements. There's progress, and we have a date. And the date is, in fact, if we scroll here, they actually commented on this. The date is November 29. On November 29, Noble's testnet will transition to the replicated security testnet. After that, once that successfully happens, we will go on the hub mainnet. And this is going to happen shortly after that, I would hope and I would think. The reason why they have to do it, obviously for security reasons, but also just because this is a first. Transitioning from a proof of authority chain into an atom-secured consumer chain, this is going to be the first time ever this happens. We had Neutron, the very first chain that launched from scratch directly as a consumer chain. Then we had Stride, which was a full-on sovereign app chain in Cosmos that then migrated. And now we have a proof of authority chain migrating. So this is going to be interesting. Why is it interesting? Well, because Noble is the chain that is bringing native USDC to Cosmos. And this is also not a meme anymore. This already happened, right? This already happened. USDC is live on Noble and has over, this is from November 2, well over 12 million, I think it's around 13 million USDC natively issued on Noble. So they're working closely with Circle. They've developed this thing in collaboration with Circle. At Cosmos, there's a lot of talks, there's a lot of demos and prototypes that have been showing at Cosmoverse, both in the Hacker Lounge and on main stage. You can see, for example, here. So this is big news. And what does this mean? Now just think about it, right? DYDX just launched in Cosmos. DYDX has billions in volume per day. DYDX said they want to make use of Noble's native USDC heavily for their perpetuals DEX. DYDX is live, USDC and Noble is live, it's all in production, right? Now the final missing piece here, and how this all plugs together, and how this might even make sense to make a case for Atom value accrual after all this, why DYDX is bullish for Atom, why Noble is bullish for Atom, is because if Noble migrates to become an Atom-secured chain, DYDX relying on Noble USDC, Noble being an Atom-secured chain, are all aligned for the Cosmos Hub success in the future. Because if Noble went down, DYDX would have a problem. DYDX volumes accrue value for Atom because USDC is going to be secured by Atom, which means we as Atom stakers would also earn a percentage of the fees. At least that's my thesis. We have yet to see the governance proposal from Noble, which after the testnet migration, there will be an on-chain governance proposal to the Cosmos Hub community to basically share also the revenue model and why the Cosmos Hub community should have Noble as a consumer chain. Anyways, this is big news. This is big things and big stuff in the planning. Another big thing that I know you guys are all very, 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 very impatient about and eager to see on the Cosmos Hub is to fix this whole Atom tokenomics problem, right? Right now, Atom has a very high inflation. It's a dynamic inflation. There's no burn. Now, Zaki Manian has been teasing this a lot publicly and made a forum post and gathered community feedback about putting the Atom halving proposal up on the chain for voting, which then would mean if this proposal goes on chain and the Cosmos Hub community votes yes on it, the Atom inflation would cut in half, the inflation rate. What does this mean? This means that from a range between 7 and 20%, which is where it currently is, the inflation would go down to 3.5 and maximum 10%, which would make it more competitive and more interesting for investors. Some people have been responding to this and said a quartering is more interesting, makes more sense, it's more digestible. But also, Saki is saying halving makes more sense. This is a better meme. It's going to have more impact. It's going to be the better marketing stunt, which also makes sense. But the question is that maybe too much at once? So I want to ask you, what do you think? Provide feedback also under this tweet from Zaki. Should we just aggressively cut the atom inflation in half, or should we lower it gradually by firstly quartering it and just then see how it goes? Also, this is not the full-on atom revamp proposal that's coming. There's also still a proposal that's in the works from Effort Capital, who gave a talk also at Cosmos about this. And this is coming very soon, and it's much, much deeper than that. I actually made a video about this a couple of weeks ago, which you should check out, about comparing DOT versus Atom, and both proposals to revamp the tokenomics. Now, another completely different topic. I was just at the Cardano Summit in Dubai, and I listened to the unofficial Cosmos CEO, Charles Hoskinson. Charles, first time I've seen him in person. Obviously, I know him over the years on YouTube, on Twitter. I've seen him around, listened to everything he put out there for the past 6 years. Literally, like, honestly, I also learned a lot from Charles. Like, he's a very smart person, and I respect his hustle, his commitment, and his vision. What I will say is that he is extremely good at selling a big vision, at explaining and putting into words what really captures your attention, what really makes you think like, this guy gets it. Cardano is the future in every single aspect out there. Now, my honest conclusion about attending Cardano Summit is that while it was a nice event, it really strengthened my commitment to Cosmos. It really made me realize that I feel with Cosmos, I'm on the right train. Why is that? We have very strong infrastructure in Cosmos, and I don't mean to like talk Cardano bad, but I want to point out that cosmonauts are sometimes too self-critical. They're sometimes too much in their own echo chamber, looking at all the things that are not going perfect, and they say we're doomed. While on the other hand, if you go outside, you go to other events, you look at other crypto communities, they're all in the same boat. They're all struggling with the same things. And if you look at other crypto ecosystems, even ones that are much bigger than Atom, you realize that Cosmos, in fact, is not that bad. Cosmos has very strong infrastructure, probably one of the best infrastructures in all Cosmos, in all crypto, sorry. We're behind the competition in a lot, and we talk about this so much on this channel, on Twitter, everywhere. We talk about how Cosmos needs to ramp up marketing, communications. We need to sort out funding. We need to sort out different things, right? But when it comes to infrastructure, the overall tech stack, right? With IBC that's in production for 2.5 years, no one has that. We're market leaders for interoperability, which now I saw, that was a big theme at Cardano Summit, was in fact interoperability. And I want to actually show you right now this clip of Charles Hoskinson, where he even mentions Cosmos.
Back in the day, we had two flavors. We had the EVM flavor, and we had this weird flavor called Yellow that was written by a strange Romanian man. Okay, what else did we do? We looked at Cosmos. We had a whole team of people doing diligence there. And then we also looked at parity. Parity in particular was really interesting. There were some good ideas there. And we said, you know, if we take all these guys here, these things, Fabric Mamba, the EVM stuff, the Yellow stuff, if we really squint our eyes and think deeply about it, maybe, just maybe, we start pulling some things together.
By the way, I made a video about this. 8 months ago in February of this year, where I talk about Cardano's sidechain strategy and game plan, and how Charles Hoskinson and basically IOG in collaboration with World Mobile, that they're going to build a Cosmos-based sidechain on Cardano. When it comes to retail adoption, at Cardano Summit, to be honest, there wasn't much ecosystem representation. I don't know if that's because the ecosystem is just small or because they weren't invited. I don't know. But in Cosmos, if you go to Cosmos and then right after you go to Cardano Summit, you'll understand what I mean. Retail adoption in Cosmos is huge. We have 70 chains in production, 69 according to Map of Zones, hundreds of thousands of monthly active users. Cosmos Hub, Osmosis, Upchain DEX, Celestia, Juno, Stride, Liquid Staking, even Kronos is a Cosmos chain, Neutron, smart contract platform, Stargaze, NFTs, evmos, EVM compatible, Kujira, DeFi product suite, Akash for AI, Omniflix, Media, right? Terra, even Umi, lending. We have everything. It's all there. The ecosystem, sure, it's still small. We still have to really figure out marketing and like user acquisition, all these kind of things. But there's a lot of killer applications. Think of Levana, think of even Mars, right? Think about all these things. And Cosmos has, in my opinion, the most complete ecosystem, right? We also have the wallet providers, Kepler Wallet, Leap Wallet. It's all there, right? And I don't see how other ecosystems are necessarily much better than Cosmos in that respect. So when it comes to retail, 100%. Governance, this was a big topic at Cardano Summit. And actually, there is now a Cardano improvement proposal, I guess, 1694, to build an on-chain decentralized governance mechanism for Voltaire. And the abstract and TLDR is basically that they want to revise Cardano's on-chain governance. Right now, they have this project Catalyst, where it's basically like a decentralized grants program. And in the future, they want to change that, which I can bet you today 100% this is going to really show the cohesion and the strength of the Cardano community, right? Which is something they're really proud of, at least on Twitter and Twitter polls, they're really proud of that. But when this framework exists on chain, I want to see how the community deals with it. In Cosmos, in my opinion, this has been one of the main drivers for increased drama. In Polkadot, we've seen it now in production for 2 or 3 months, something like that. And it already caused a lot of drama in Polkadot. Community, well, under this post, I got a little bit of backlash from the Cardano community because they say, no, we're the much bigger. And even a guy made a poll, which then actually, after I retweeted it, Cosmos even overtook Cardano. But I think Cardano is going to win that poll because polls are very important for them. But community also means community of developers, community of creators, community of artists, community of content creators, right? This is not just like people that are active on Twitter. This is about people that go to events, people that build stuff, people that are contributing in some way, shape, or form. That's enough for today. I want to finish off by thanking you guys for delegating to Stexito. We had 2 very big and important launches this week with Celestia and DYDX. For Celestia, we are in the active set and we're doing really, really well. I thank you for that. So cheers, everybody. I hope you stay safe. I hope you have a good Sunday and a good start in the week. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and be good.